Right. I tell any breeder that's an enthusiast first, that's thinking about entering into our world. I tell them that if you don't have a good 10, 15 years to be serious with the breed that you're dedicated to, then quit. Don't do it, because you're not doing our breed any favors at all by just entering in and doing the Gregory Hines tap dancing, trying to, hey, it's me, the spotlight type thing. It really doesn't help out our breed, because honestly, I don't think our breed is in a position to have a spotlight on them yet. um I just made a post, if I can share it with you. I said any breeder, and this is for American bullies strictly. I said any breeder who acts like they have a finished product on their yards are scammers, liars, or 10 to 15 years back from the future. Either one. It's on you. You pick either one, because of this breed is too young and too early into its manifestation to uh, anybody, any breeder, to hold up their yard as a complete yard. All of these people's yards and the dogs they have are tools to build upon. Now, if you look at other breeds, they have dogs and uh, um, programs that you can build on, because they have a foundation already. That's the problem with the American bully world. These breeders are not breeding for a foundation. They're breeding to make money, or breeding for that one dog to win everything, no matter what registry it is, no matter what nationals it is. They're breeding for that one dog and not for a whole litter. And they're not actually putting in the work to um to create their own bloodline. That is a lost art. And when it comes to the American bully world, it seems like we have a lot of game game breeders that left from the pit bull world, and came to the American bully world and forgot all the rules. We have bulldog breeders that left and came to the American bully world. Frenchie breeders came to the American breeder. All these um, breeders that knew how the game goes, how the science of breeding went to create your own. It just went out the window with this breed, and it's disgusting. Yeah, I this is my first breed of dog that I've ever owned ever in my life. I've never owned any breed of dog before the American Bully. Um, I just was lucky enough to be presented with the opportunity to own one of these dogs as a pet, and that's all it took, was for that bug to bite me. And then I had friends in the show world that actually um was questioning the stock that I had, and I was like, it's from Dax. That's all I knew is Dax, and they were like, what's his pedigree? And I was like, what's a pedigree? I didn't know what a pedigree was, and this was in 2015. I didn't know what a pedigree was. I didn't know how to look over a pedigree. I didn't know what the standard was. I just knew that I wanted this breed of dog. At first I was going to get an African Boerboel, and it was a toss up between the African Boerboel and a Dogo Argentina. So I was definitely into these dogs that could run, that were bred for a purpose, right? Versus the American Bully, which was just bred for eye candy. Um, and I decided to go with the eye candy, and not knowing that this breed was new, and that there was a lot to go with it, with a new breed. When you buy dogs like French bulldogs, those dogs are basically, or German shepherds or Rottweilers or bulldogs. Those dogs are like on how can I say, like like a auto completion or
Mhm,
auto maker type things,
mhm.
right? Um you don't need to a standard for an outside person to look at a French bulldog and say that's a French bulldog, and that's uneducated people. I'm not speaking on educated people. When you start talking about an American bully and you put the silhouette of an American bully up, a lot of people are going to think they're pit bulls or something in between, that aren't educated with the breed. And or what the misnomer is, what I loathe this so bad in the American bully world, is when they say a pit bull on steroids. um that indicates that this dog is still a pit bull, but it's just bigger. There's no line drawn between the parent, uh the parent pet, and the dog that we have now, or the pet, the breed that helped make this breed. We're just calling it a pit bull on steroids, when in fact it's an American bully, and it has a standard for itself. And to that point, if you go look at the standard, they'll tell you the head shape of a terrier is incorrect for this breed. So just to call these dogs a pit bull on steroids, I think is a smack in the face and a disrespect to the American bully standard that's right there. I really don't uh put that on uneducated people, but we have a lot of educated people who are in this breed. And I took a lot of heat for saying old school pit bull breeders, old school oldie breeders, old school uh Amstaff breeders are messing up the American bully breed. And why I say that is because uh, they're taking their ideas of what a dog should be and putting it into the American bully, as far as they're saying, oh, we need some of the pit bull back into, we need to take the pit bull, we need to breed the pit bull back into the American bully. That is so crazy. Do you know how crazy that sounds? Because the blood of the pit bull terrier is so strong, man. We'll be going backwards. You'll be going backwards if you do something like that. Now, and when you start saying breeding a classic American bully to a standard American bully, or a pocket American bully, I probably could get on board with that, but I still wouldn't recommend it, unless it's a female, unless it's a female classic American bully, then I would do it. I would breed that to like a standard male or something like that, but I would never go backwards. I don't want to breed classics. I might have one now, but that's I have one, but I'm not trying to breed classics. That's not what I want. I want standard American bullies or pocket American bullies. That's just it.
Yeah, it's interesting because one thing that I do like about American bullies and say like old English bulldogs is the fact that it is a composite breed, and um, you're still able to be a little bit fluid with it. Because for me, like I think English bulldogs and French bulldogs in some cases are desperate in need of an outcross
Mm,
to fix some of the genetic issues with these dogs. And so um, what I like about the American Bully is that it's made up of a composite, and where I differ in than some of the American Bully crowd is that I think the ability to be able to still refine this breed is a positive, and maybe still being able to open up the stud books and use proper dogs that have not only the correct structure and what's going to add to the breed and push it further into what the standard is, but also uplift some of the health concerns. But so that to me is the positives of the American Bully. I just like you said, this isn't a refined breed. It's not a Rottweiler or a Doberman Pinscher.
mm-mm,
And even then, you go deeper into genetics with, like, say, Doberman Pinschers, you're realizing that they, in a lot of corners of that breed, they bred themselves into a corner where they too much inbreeding, too much line breeding, and they created horrible diseases like DM. They doubled down on them because it fit a look or it fit a working style, and so now they're having to think about outcrossing or think about using scatterbred dogs that don't necessarily fit the standard of a certain club, and so it's interesting if you have a chance, look into the Doberman projects out there. There's a handful of them because of them trying to get rid of the major heart issues where a lot of these dogs are dying at 5 and 6 years old, and so I like the fluidity of composite breeds like American Bullies and Old English Bulldogs. I just sometimes worry that people try to double down on something when they should be open-minded still.
They're doing it in this breed like a lot. They're doing it in this breed a lot, and it's I think um the main issue with this breed is breathing issues, right? Because we do have the bulldog within this breed, and a lot of people don't take that into consideration when you have these dogs. Number one, this is not a working breed. All right, these dogs can work. These dogs can do tasks, right? But please, please do not take these dogs on hunts. Do not take these dogs like the best thing I can tell you is protection is probably the best thing that you can is probably the best thing that you can do. Or like something like uh what is it called that AKC has like their dogs that do the agility. Like you can do agility with these dogs, like easy. You can do weight pull with these dogs. You can do, there's so many things that you can do with these. You could do dock jumping with these dogs. You can do so many things with these breed of dogs, but they are not a working class breed at all. And a lot of people need to get that through their head. I can make a post right now and say, uh, show me your working American bullies. And what this community would do, they would put dogs on a rope and that's swinging from a rope, or a dog that jumps in the back of a truck, or a dog that's chasing after a ball or a squirrel. And they would say, look at my working class American bully. No, sir. No, ma'am. That is not a working dog. That is playtime for that dog. Working is a serious thing for a dog. A dog does not take work as play. Okay. A dog takes work as work. They know the difference because they are trained to play and they are trained to work, right? And there's two separate things. They're two separate worlds, and the dogs can't interchange that. They can't say, "Oh, you know what? I'm gonna play while I'm working." They never do that. It's either one or the other, And this breed is not that, man. This breed, if they have their mind set on something to do something that is like work, it would be like I said, like agility or something like that, dog jumping, something that's not where you're putting this dog in risk in the element. And there are a lot of American bullies that live outside the heat. Okay. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of American bullies that live outside the heat. But what I'm saying is, after a certain point, I don't care what kind of American bully it is, at a certain point when that dog reaches its threshold, right? That tongue is going to curl up. You're going to see it. You're going to see the bulldog traits of a tired, like a tired bulldog. You're gonna see the tongue curl up. You're gonna see the dogs trying to get that air. No matter how if you say my dog doesn't have breathing issues, okay, I'll challenge you to run your dog as hard as they can, and then you tell me that they don't have any issues with their breathing. It's just this, it's inevitable. This breed has bulldog in it. People put a blindfold over their eyes and act like it's not there. Oh, I have a working class dog. Cool. You're gonna kill your dog at the end of the day. But I'm just letting people know that this dog is for your home, for your family. It's for protection. They will protect your house. That they will protect your house if you train them right, and if the dog is capable, it will protect the house. Um, and it will do it with vengeance if you train it right. Because it's gonna love its family. Anything that enters into that house, it's in the dog's nature, to just go at it if it's trained that way. Um, but please, man, please, I'm begging people, you will kill these dogs if you think they are working dogs. You think they are these dogs these dogs are it's not meant for that. It's not. That's like taking a French bulldog and saying I'm gonna make it a protection dog, or I'm gonna make it this or that. You know, we're gonna go. I'm gonna make it a call dog when we go hunting, so it can chase down the hog, but not attack the hog, but corner it. Imagine 5 or 6 French bulldogs in 90-degree weather running out in Florida or Texas heat. You know what I'm saying? That's insane, you know? And so that's the same frame of thought that I have for these American bullies when you start talking about working these dogs like that. Well, they banned the XL already. They banned the XL already, which isn't the XL American bully that they're displaying in Europe. That's a whole nother breed. That's a band dog. That and they just putting the American bully, excuse me, the American bully a title on that dog. Well, it's not American bully. Those are band dogs. Hmm. Right. I really just to intervene. These animal rights people, man, they don't even they don't I don't even pay attention to these people because these are the same people who talk about um uh oh, I had one lady. She was saying, "Oh, oh, you clipped your dog's ears. You cropped." They say cut. The see, they try to use psychology, right, in their arguments to make us sound evil, make us look evil. So they say cut, you know, and it really is a crop, but it is a cut, right? All right, let's be real. Okay, yeah, I cut my dog's ear. You are an animal. So I say, oh, I see you have a son. I see you have a son. You know, I hope he's circumcised because if he's circumcised, you the same animal you calling me because it's like the same thing. It's the same thing. You piercing your kid's ears at a young child as a child is I could consider it as abuse as well. You feeding your child McDonald's, Burger King, all of these bad foods that causes disease. You're raising your child to die. You know what I'm saying? You're raising your child to have diabetes. You're raising your child to have heart issues in the future. You're raising your, you know what I'm saying? So don't come at me, you know, with with your with your condescending conversation. You telling me things that I already know. Um, and that it's just people sound real ignorant, man, when they're trying to make a point about these animal rights people, man. They sound really ignorant because they really don't know about the breed. They really don't know about these dogs. They don't know what it takes to make these dogs what they are. And they don't understand that we are working to make the best breed in the world. In the next 10, 15 years, the American bully will, mark my words, the American bully will be the top dog in the world with or without the AKC. All right. I'm just telling you in the next 10, 15 years, this dog will be at it will blow up because something's gonna happen because these dogs are too adorable. These dogs are too lovable for look, one American Bully was in John Wick. You know, it was in John Wick, you know, that was big. That was really big for us, and we knew the owners that owned the dog, and it was like it was huge. You know, it was huge, and we're starting to see an influx of American bullies in commercials and movies and shows. We're starting to see it. It's starting to happen, and it's an amazing thing to watch right now. And we're just at the beginning stage of this breed. Just imagine when we're at the complete stages with this breed, and when it is what it's supposed to be, and not just a uh, um uh what uh, um what I want to call it. I don't want to disrespect the breed, but like a mascot right now. A lot of these dogs are mascots for the future breed, you know, just tools. You got these people selling stud fees for $10,000. You got people selling stud fees for $5,000. I think that is disgusting. That's like selling that's like selling a rose at its full price when it's not even fully blossomed yet. or selling a coconut when it's not even ripe, or not even when it's green, where you can get the water out of it, at its least productive state. It's like selling it at first price, full price. That's how I feel about the American bully right now. These people are thieves. These people are con artists that are selling these dogs for these astronomical amounts of prices, and this is not a finished product. It is crazy. That's like buying a car without an engine in it. You know what I'm saying? And expecting to drive from the car lot to your house. That's 2 miles away. It'll be ignorant to think that you could do something like that. But these people are selling it like it's a finished product. You got these dogs that's dying, not even 2 years old, not even reaching 2 years old, because they're stacking these pedigrees up so much, where these dogs, they can't even breathe right. It's so disgusting, man. That's why I love my platform, because we get to dissect the breed. And I speak only on show dogs. I only speak on show dogs. I do not. I speak on the total breed, but I highlight the show dogs because that's my life. I love the show world. A lot of people say, "Oh, the show world is pushing the dog backwards." I can understand that, but if we breed with balance, and we breed with the thought of, listen, I want my dog to be able to do this, this, and this, and this, and still look like this, then we can start to achieve the goals that we are looking to achieve, if we start using our brains and breeding correctly. Hmm. 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 Wu-Tang Clan was an underground rap group at one point, until it took time for their manifestations that they all brought together to come into play. And when it did, they took the world by storm. And I'm gonna name one. I'm gonna name a dog just from this show. I'm gonna name a dog Wu Tang. I'm gonna name a dog Wu Tang. And I think I'm gonna start a whole line of dogs just from the Wu Tang Clan. Um, a group. I think I'm just. I think I'm. That's. Matter of fact, is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just do. I'm gonna do that. Thank you for bringing that conversation up to make me think of that thought process because I this is another thing. This might be a little off topic, but I think ahead as far as advertising and business, right? When you're creating these dogs, I think about names. I think about catchy, not just their names, what I can do with that name and what I can do with the offspring with these names, because just a name can make a person say, "What? Let me see that dog." And they see that dog and they fall in love with it. I want a daughter. I want a son from that dog. Just to name that dog something off of that line. It's just I don't know. I love dealing like with how would I'm a hustler. I'm gonna just say I'm a hustler and I think ahead. I think ahead. I don't hustle to the point where I'm scamming somebody, but when I'm a hustler to the point where I'm gonna do my work as hard as I can, so you can see the product that I have and you want to invest in it. That's the type of hustler I am. I want this guy to work for me, or I want this guy to work with me, or I want something from this guy. That's how I like to work. I don't like to hustle and scam. That's not what I want to do. I want to hustle and I want you to see my hustle and respect it and say, yeah, I want to be a part of that because I respect that. And there's a lot of people that do that, um, just because my dog's name was Shots Fired. They're like, wow, but that name, where'd you come up with that name? Well, my kennel partner came with that name, but guess what? I ran with it. I ran with it and I used it. He's had children named Benelli. He has double barreled. He has all kind of gun name, 9 milli. You have all kind of dogs that we call his children his shell cases, and it's just things to build on. You know, I have some of his sons that I named totally different because I was going towards uh villains, like superheroes with villains and heroes, and it's just I'm always thinking ahead as far as business wise. And I think a lot of people don't think uh I'm gonna say it's either people are on too far on one side or too far on the other side. They care too much about the business part and they neglect the love of the dog, or they're too far into the love of the dog and neglect the business part of it. And that right there would cause people to quit this breed because they're not making any sales with dogs. Nobody's really on their wave because they don't know anything about social media or how to use social media to their advantage. Um, it's a lot of things that people need to think about before they start to breed these dogs. Like if you start talking about money, this is any breed. This goes for anything, any profession. There's only 5% in whatever that profession that make the top money in that profession, whether it's basketball, football, business, whatever it is. There's only 5% that's the LeBron James, that's the KDs, that's making that 200-300 million dollars, that's making that generational life-changing money. There's not that many. And you have to look at that as well as when you get into the dog game, because there's only 5% of people in this dog world that's actually making a whole bunch of money that's life changing. All right. And trust me, they put in the work in order to do that, to get to where they're at, whether you like their dogs or not. They put in years and years and years of work to get to that position. And a lot of people don't understand that, and they complain about this person and that person making money. And I just think if you work down the middle of the business and the love of this breed, I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be okay. Get with somebody that knows how to do breeding banners, that's presenting your breedings. That's the first time I seen this is in this breeding banners. Like that is such a good idea. Whoever thought of that was a genius because you put up two dogs with a beautiful background or a eye-catching background in the back, two breeding, so and so, this dog and that dog, and then you have the parent dogs as a silhouette in the background. I mean, it's a business at its finest when you start talking about breeding, and I love it. I just love the business side of it as well, because you're creating customers who are going to enjoy the product that they have. That is coming from you. They're going to enjoy the product that they have. They're going to love the dog that they, and that's fair. It's not a scam if, or it's not a theft if it's an even swap. Even swap is in the swindle. If you're giving this person good product along with good business, then that's like the best thing that can happen when you're dealing with a customer and a breeder in this dog game.
We're not getting those customers. Uh, we're just getting breeders selling to breeders, selling to breeders, selling to breeders, selling to wannabes, selling to wannabes, back to breeder. You know what I mean? And it's like this thing where the consumer loses out because your average consumer. Like I'll tell a buddy of mine about how much a French bulldog, one of my French bulldog costs, and he said, "You're crazy. You're wasting your money."
Mm.
And I look at, well, in essence, maybe, but maybe I paid $1,000 too much for it.
You have an established breed, though. You have blood from established breed. Now, see,
Right.
if this is the scam in American Bully, if you look at the pedigrees, right? That is the main thing I tell new breeders. Man, know what you're looking at, because you can get scammed easily just by not knowing what you're looking at. It's like going somewhere and somebody has you remember that scam back in the days where they would have a box with a DVD player. They would have a box with a DVD player and it'd just be bricks inside of it. That's what these people are doing. They are selling these people what they think is a good product, but it's nothing but bricks. It's not going to do. Look at these dogs run. Some of these dogs that are $10,000 dogs, they cannot even run. They look good. They look good standing there. You'll see a lot of people with dogs that look good standing. Ask for videos. Ask for videos. Ask for videos. Please ask for videos. Go on. A lot of these people scam you. A lot of these dogs have hip issues. A lot of these dogs they're not right, man. Their stifles are straight. They have short upper arms, which causes them a high rear. And a lot of these breeders know how to take pictures to hide all of that. In all actuality, a lot of these breeders, you would know this if you watch a show, they could stack the flaws out of these dogs, right? And make these dogs look proper. So when you take that shot of that dog in that show ring, oh, that must be true. Because you know what? That's a show ring. That's a show ring. That must be true. So there's a lot of scams that they do. But the reason why I tell people to look at breeder people that are interested in breeding and creating their own stock, to look at the pedigree of where you're getting your stock from. Now, if you're not willing to build upon that a certain way that this breeder's doing that he didn't complete, I'm trying to say it without losing people. Um, so I get shots fired, right? I buy shots fired from Tommy Sorrow. That's who produced Shots Fired. Now, I start breeding Shots Fired. I have a daughter from Shots Fired. Now I have a son from Shots Fired, but I sell a son. You know what I'm saying? Why am I doing that? Why am I selling the son knowing I'm just right there from breeding this son that I produce to this female that I produce, putting them together and creating my starting of my own line, starting of my own bloodline, right? Now, when you start looking at a pedigree and a person that's calling themselves an experienced breeder, if you don't start seeing their own stock on the top and bottom of their pedigrees, I wouldn't even get involved. I wouldn't even get involved unless you're willing to pick up where that breeder has left off. What I mean by that is the vision that he has. You have to be able to look into the future. You have to look at these pedigrees. Look how that dog was bred. Look how it was created, and then uh build upon that according to how these other dogs look, or how that other blood is created, like say his half sister or half brother. You might want to go that. You might want stock from his half sister. You might want, it's just so much that people don't understand into creating a a bloodline, or a dog that is stable, with a foundation. A lot of these dogs don't have foundation. So when you breed, when you get this stock and you start breeding, you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know. It's like breeding to scatterbred dog. You don't know what you're going to get, because these same people don't know what they're gonna get, because they don't know the dogs that they have. They just bought it from this breeder. Now they, oh, I just want to find a line bred dog. Start breeding line bred dogs. So it's a scattered bred line breeding that a lot of these breeders doing, if that makes sense. So it's they're breeding to nothing but to line bred dogs, right? But bringing it into their yard, but it has no, is no story with it. It doesn't click with what they just breeding with big name dog after big name dog after big name dog. That's line bred. That's it. They're not looking to breed to son to half daughter. They're not looking to breed half son to the aunt. They're not even looking to do inbreedings, what you must do. This is the ugly, people don't understand. You tell people about inbreeding in the American bully world, oh my god, that is like cursing a Christian child out that just got finished walking out of school, with the nun right by her. That's that it's like inbreeding. What? This is the science of breeding. This is the science of breeding, line breeding, inbreeding. Some breeds don't believe in that, because they're too far into that line breeding and inbreeding, that they need to do scatterbreds, like you said earlier. And there's some bulldogs that, like you said, are in that position where they're just bred too tight, that they need a out. They need some kind of out. They need to create a dog with different bloodlines to help that dog with that out. That's how deep that blood. We don't have that in American bully world. We don't have that yet. So that's why I tell people to watch out. Make sure you do your research on these bloodlines. Make sure you know what a pedigree is. Make sure you know how the breeders lining up this pedigree. So when you invest into that program, you can have an idea of what you're gonna produce. Know what that stud is producing, know what that mother is producing. It's work. It's work to be. That's why there's only 5% that is the top grossing people in this breed, because they put in the work, they put in the time, they put in the effort to where it looks like it's just automated to you now. Like the money just comes without them having to do work. No, that's the years and years and years and years and years of work that they laid down in order for it to happen like that. Yeah, I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of flack for this, but you got a lot of people that that are in a that sell drugs. You got a lot of people that are in the street that uh that deal with the bull breed. I'm not gonna say American bully, but just the bull breed in general. And they actually really don't care about the breed in general, man. They just care about what it can do for their pockets. And it's just a disservice that they come into this game with the same mentality that they have in the drug game. And not saying all drug dealers are bad people, but uh what I mean by, like, even though hustling is wrong, but you do have hustlers with that have honor. You do have people that are in the streets doing what they're doing, but they have honor. They have a code, you know, and they're not gonna mess anybody over. They're gonna give what is paid for. They're gonna, or above and beyond that, as far as product. They're gonna, and we need to be do the same thing as far as the American bully world. But you got people that don't care. They don't care if it's fentanyl that they're giving you and they're about to kill you. They don't care. They only care about that dollar. They only care about money. And it's bad. It's just a bad look. And they come into this game with the same mentality. And I used to hustle too. And I have this kind of the same hustle. But it's with honor. It's with a code. I'm not going to screw anybody over this green paperback or digital as it is now, that you could cash at me. I'm not going to screw you over that. I'd rather lose money. I've told people that, listen, let me see your pedigree of your dog that were interested in breeding to my male. I've looked at their pedigree and say, look, I know a better dog that you can breed with, that if you breeding to my dog, it'll be a good breeding, but it's gonna put you in a certain position. But if you breed to this dog, it'll put you in a better position in the long run. Maybe you can take a daughter or granddaughter off of that and breed to shots fired after that. That'll make sense. You know how many times I've done that? Nope. There's a lot of other people out. Breed to my dog. Breed to my dog. My dog is the best. My dog is the best. And it's crazy. You'll see posts on this is the only breed I see. I don't know if it happens in any other breed, but I have a female in heat. Who should I put it to? Post your dogs up. That is crazy. That's crazy. That's like, it shows me that that person doesn't know what they're doing. And the people that post their dogs up, breed to my dog, my dog, my dog, my dog. How do you know that that's going to be a good breeding? How do you know that breeding is going to be good? I never see too many people say, yo, shoot me her pedigree. Let me see her pedigree before I put my dog up there and say my dog will solve your issues. That's another part of the scam that people don't think about. People don't think about um these parts of the game. Like, they get so excited that they're about to buy a dog from somebody uh that is won so much that they see all over social media. They kind of have this, like, a celebrity aura about them, that they're excited to get this dog from this puppy from this breeder, and they buy the puppy, and the puppy, they get scammed. They getting scammed by these people because they're thinking they're getting one thing, but they're not. The reason why, because they're getting a dog from a breeder that's not breeding right. They don't know their foundation. They don't have a foundation. And this is the problem with this breed, man. It's just too many breeders that don't know how to breed. We look at every other breed, the French bulldog, well, the German shepherd is getting screwed off too, because that floating gate that they're trying to create with that roach back, that putting that extra roach on that back. I don't know if that's for the show ring, or I don't know if that's people that's outside the show ring that want that extra roachy German shepherd. I think it's disgusting. I don't think it looks good.
Yeah, I think it started in North America, the show ring. Uh, you go to Germany, you don't see it as much, and then um, then you go to working line German shepherds, you don't see it at all.
Yeah, I mean, a roach back to some display is helpful for a dog because it helps at reach with his back legs, to get a stronger drive, right? Um, in the American Bully, it's not desirable, but my boy has a slight roach, but he's one of the his movement is impeccable. You look at a dog that size, 90 plus pound American Bully, uh 17 and a half inches tall, muscled up. You think the dog, I've had so many people tell me, man, oh, I got this, man. My dog can move. I got this against shots. But when they start seeing him move, he moves just like the dog you think you're gonna get me with. He moves better than him at his size. So um yeah, I all I can say is I love this breed. I love everything that comes with it, even the bad, man. Because I help people remedy uh remedy their negative experience through positive uh conversation, if that makes sense. I help people that have made mistakes or are about to make mistakes, not make those mistakes or not make those mistakes again. That's what my podcast, that's what your podcast is for. That's what we're here for. I always say, I don't care because I do mine live, right? I don't care about the numbers at the time that's on there. Maybe we average like around 20 people, 25 people a show, right? Those numbers don't get me because I look at other bully shows, but it's nothing but drama. It's crap talking. It's just not. It's just drama, and they have 50, 60, 100 people on there like consistently because they're about the drama. My podcast is an archive, okay, for the future, right? For future breeders, for future enthusiasts, people who want to know about these dogs. My channel is a archive. I'm not doing this for today. I'm not doing it for tomorrow. I'm not doing it for a year, 2, 3 years from now. I'm doing this for 20, 30 years from now. So people can look at uh my videos and the people that were on there that influenced me to me to have them on there as interviews. I don't know if you ever seen any of my interviews. If I've had some good people on there that had a hold of the breed, and that's the OGs that can teach a lot of people how not to fail in this game. All you have to do is listen, and you will learn how not to fail. But we have so many failures in the world today that they're gonna mess up. It's just inevitable. It just doesn't matter what breed it is. It's just somebody's gonna do something that messed up. That's why I tell breeders that get upset about these certain things to keep their head down. Keep your head down. You be the shining light for what's positive or what's right in this breed. Let them do what they're gonna do. They're gonna phase out 2, 3 years, and what happens? They're gone. These people are gone. They don't last. So don't worry about these people. Don't worry about there's people all up in arms. We got the ABKC doing their the Merle and whatever else that they're bringing for a showcase for nationals. I tell these people, mind your business. You know why? Because you got dogs in your yard that are messed up that you need to fix up. Why you compounding problems on top of your problems that you have already? That has nothing to do with you. You worried about somebody thousands of miles cheating on a wife that you don't know, and you got an issue in your own home. How does that help you? How does that help your situation? It doesn't. Work your house out. Get your house in order. You ain't gonna care about what's outside. I don't care about what's going on outside my marriage. You know, if unless it's like a dear friend, I still don't want to get caught up in a drama. I might give them encouraging words, but I don't want to get caught up in that. So I basically keep my head down. I try to make my relationship an example of what a healthy relationship should be. That's what I do. Do me and my wife beef? Yes, we do. That any marriage, y'all have y'all issues, but at the same time, is how do you deal with it? How do you deal with these issues? That's how the light that I want to be in the American bully world. I want to be that light where this is the right thing to do. It might take 5 years longer to do, but guess what? You're gonna do it right. You're not gonna mess up. You're not gonna quit because I'm not gonna set you up for failure. I'm not going to set you up for failure, even if it's me missing the bag, even if it's not me getting the bag and I have to say, yo, this person right here, I help your yard out better and let them get the bag. I'm cool with that. I'd rather see you succeed and you tell a story. Yo, remember when I could have bred to your dog and you told me no? And you showed me, how much pride you know how good that's priceless right there. That's worth more than gold, silver, because you've helped somebody reach uh a certain length or distance wherever they're trying to go within the world they're trying to be in with honesty and being honorable about it, man. And now these people are further than you are. Now just imagine these people that they're further than you. And I don't have to get anything from. I don't want anything from them. Just seeing where you at is helping me out because now the light you're shining on your dogs is going to help my dogs as well. You know, if that makes any sense. So you got too many people trying to step on this person because you got too many people trying to step on this person. There's all of us trying to work together for the right reason, you know?
Yeah, you said it right. And one of the things that I love about the American bully community is what ends up being the negative at the same time. I keep saying that in a lot of ways, but I really gravitate towards people who are trying to do good by something, but are doing it in a way that isn't traditional. Like I don't care for the stuffy AKC crowd. I like the fact that you guys have loud music at your at your shows, and that it's got a upbeat vibe, and that you're really, some of these shows are really trying to, get the kids involved, and doing it in a way by having this upbeat instead of like going to church. You're going to you're going to a rap concert or a rock concert or something, and it's like I like that vibe, and I like the fact that you can wear your Jordans with your nicest pair of jeans and a polo in the ring instead of a suit and your penny loafers, right? So, and then it's not the blue blood crowd where you're six generations of dog people that you've got this $100,000 facility passed down generations to you. You know what I mean? I like the fact that it's the underdog and it's the people off the street doing this, and I don't even mind, big it. Uh, I don't want to get too personal because I don't like highlighting this, but I was on the other side of the law, right? So,
Mhm, mhm,
but I don't care because I I don't mind an outlaw redeeming himself in a positive way with dogs. I just believe in redemption, and I also believe that there is a code that we all live by, and it's not black and white. You know what I mean? And so I do like that. I do like that mentality. But again, like you were saying, there's the negative. So I think the positives that you've brought up a lot in your recent shows is kind of been a good thing, I think. And I really I think there's, even though the negatives need to be touched upon, and working towards the betterment of the breed. And one of the things that I see in the bully, and I just want to pick your brain,
mhm,
is I'm seeing a dog that is becoming this extreme phenomenon.
mhm,
Um, I like a big thick dog, right? But
mhm.
I almost feel like, is it going too far in your eyes?
It is going too far. You even have experienced breeders who've I've respected. They're actually going that way, and it just lets me know who's who. Who's really for this breed and who's not. So uh, the exotic, the exotic community, which I respect, the utmost respect, because if you really look at it, they've made changes to their breed faster than the people with the American Bully has, right? So if you look at the American Bully, if we acted at the same speed as the exotic community has acted upon, we would be 5 years ahead right now. Right now, we would be 5 years ahead, maybe 10 years ahead if we did it the right way. But you have these breeders who've done it the right way all this time, and they end up turning into the villain because because of this story. You know, every villain has a story. They were good at some point, but something happened along the way to make whatever it was, no matter how big or small, for them to make this change. They just made a change, and he just went the total other way. And it's forcing the hand of the ABKC to question the height of the pocket. If they should change it, they should make it shorter, which I think would be a big mistake because uh the pocket breed to me is they're not as functional to me as the standard American bully. They don't have that drive and reach. I don't think they look almost funny moving to me now, if that makes sense. They don't look that if you look at a mini pincher move, right? I don't know if you could take a mini pincher and an original Doberman pincher and put a frame by frame and have them walking, and it probably look the same. It's just a smaller dog and a bigger dog. That's not what we have in American Bully with the pockets and the standards at all. It's totally different. The pockets don't move great at all. They have lack of reach from their front paw to their where their nose is supposed to be. They close track a lot, which Frenchies do, where you could see their hind legs from the front when they're coming towards you. You're not supposed to see that. They're supposed to be even. You're not even supposed to see their back legs when they're coming to you. You're not supposed to see their front legs when they're walking away from you. If you do, that's called close tracking, and that's a the bulldog trait or a French bulldog trait. And uh there's a lot of that. Even with the standards, there's a lot. I think I just like I said, we need time to correct this dog. And I honestly I'd be wrong just for pointing at the pocket American bully. I just think they need the most work when it comes to movement and certain things of their anatomy. You know what I'm saying? You'll get these beautiful dogs, but their elbows are bowed out. You'll get straight stifles, which is their rear leg, and y'all just look it up what a stifle is. Uh, uh, y- eh, and there's a lot of things that come with these dogs that keep it from moving properly. And that's a health issue. If you want to look down the road 10 years down, how is that dog gonna if that dog's not moving good right now, just imagine 10 years from now how that dog's gonna move when it's old, when it don't want to move, when it doesn't want to go outside, when it's lazy, like when it's one of those couch potato dogs. How do you expect that dog to be that's it's just wild to me how these people are putting these dogs' lives at risk, man. And it's just the lack of heart, man. To me, man, if you really love this breed, you're gonna do what you good by it. You're not just gonna think about the money. But like I said, there's everybody's not in it for the right reason. Most people are in it for the wrong reason. You have a small select group that are in it for the correct reason. That's in any breed of dog. So I try not to get too deep, like you say, into the negative and highlight the positive more than the negative because there is more positive for this dog in the future than negative.
Yeah, I think that's kinda what we're taking away from this conversation. I really like the fact that what you said earlier again is that, this is just the infancy and we're working towards something and there's bound to be hiccups, and unfortunately, sometimes you take step backwards like what we're seeing in the
Mhm.
pockets, dogs. Do you think, what is your thought on the idea of the $20,000 stack off champion awards? Do you think that sort of thing is what's driving this new standard of extreme pocket?
Uh, I think it's greed. I don't think it's has anything to do with the dog. I think it's greed by the show host, and they know if they say $20,000 that they're gonna end up making 50, $60,000 just at the door selling booths. Maybe $80,000. You said you tell people there's going to be a $20,000 stack off. You're going to get the people that think their dogs can win. You're going to get the people that know their dogs can win. You're going to get people who want to see those dogs win. You're gonna get photographer there. You're gonna get photographers there. You're gonna get people who sell leads, snacks, whatever. You're gonna get a lot of people there because they know there's opportunity to make money. So greed runs the whole thing. It's not really about the dog. It's about the money. So I don't think the $20,000 stack offs are really about the dogs. I think it's just about the people behind the dogs and greed, honestly.
I see some people that seem to have really good heads on their shoulders that are doubling down on this extreme pocket, which is interesting to me.
Hmm.
Like they seem to have the dog's best interest at heart, but then they're doubling down. Like, do they? I don't know. I don't know.
Look at the
I
dog, how the dog walks. Listen. All of the time. Listen, you eliminate all of the BS when action is being taken. Like, are you asking? Are you asking for action to be? So if you want to breed to a certain dog, you get videos of this dog. You look at what perfect. Look at a perfect classic American bully move. Then look at the best moving standard American bully, right? Then you should know, you should know after that how a pocket should move. But they don't move like that. No pocket does. I don't see hardly any. There's a very, I would say maybe like 3-4% of pockets have that movement of a standard or a classic American bully. You know, it's just
what really drives me nuts when I see them is they they're getting the shape of a fucking basset hound, and I'm like, that's not a bull breed to me, you know?
It's this greed. I'm telling you, is greed that you there's it makes our breed look bad in a certain way, but just like the Merles, right? How sensitive that conversation is. You got people who don't care about the issues that happens with these dogs. They just want that color so they can make money. It's all
Mm,
greed, man. It is
yeah.
disgusting. It is disgusting that it's just like I don't mean to like bring stuff up like it's just like I don't know how to explain it. It's just it's not a good look. It's not a good look to um just have a dog and breed it just for color and you're not even understanding the what you're actually doing. You don't understand the science of breeding merles. Like you have breeders that's worked so hard to make this breed what it is right now. The merle where they can present it to the ABKC or other registers and say, "Yo, we got we fine-tuned it. We fine-tuned it. Yeah, there might be a little bit more fine-tuning to do, but man, we got it. We got
Mhm.
it. What they said we couldn't do, like you said, the underdog, we've done it. We've done it and we got control over it. So let us work. Now you start working with these people. Trust me, there's gonna be a few people that's in it, and they're not gonna be in it for the right reason. They just gonna jump on board because they see is a space and opportunity to make money, and they're gonna fake it until they start making money. You're going to see the real part of them when they start, their manifestations come to pass. You're going to see the real true them. Now, I made money with these dogs. I don't even have to do breeding banners. I don't to sell any puppies, but that's not where I'm at right now. I'm not trying to sell puppies. I'm trying to keep my first, second, and third picks around, and the rest can go to pet homes. The rest can go to pet homes. I'd rather sell my dogs to pet homes than sell them to a breeder. I rather sell. I'd rather do a deal with a breeder with my second pick or my third pick to do breedings with me in the future for us to collab together and let's create something beautiful. This is what real breeders do. You're not gonna sell your first pick, second, or third pick if you're a real breeder. You're not. It's not going to happen unless you're already established. Unless you're already established. And that's not and I just said it, this breed is not established at all. So um Mr. Bobo Starsky, which is a very experienced breeder, I had him on my show a few weeks back, and he helped me realize that you should keep all your dogs around you. First, second, and third pick. Keep them around you because plan A might not work and plan B might work. Plan B might not work, but plan C might work. Meaning that third pick female or that male that you know what I'm saying? So um I really don't think co-owning males is I wouldn't do that. I honestly wouldn't co-own a male. What I would do with the male is I would sell that male with a certain amount of breedings. Like you said earlier, that's what I would do. I wouldn't if I have a main stud in my house, I know this dog's gonna be badass, but I love this person right here, this breeder and the hard work that he's doing. I'm gonna say, look, hey, check this out. How about I sell you this dog for half of whatever I was gonna sell it for, but just give me 5 or 6 breedings for this dog's life. You know, I let's put it in his contract. Matter of fact, yeah, let's do this contract, and I'm locked in for 5, 6 breedings. This is your dog now. Welcome to the family. I mean that's how we should really be doing in this community. But greed will erase all of that and tell you, hey, I need 10,000 for this dog, man. And people are so in love with you, the person you are, they're willing to go in debt just to make face, just to just to people will fake their lives just in front of all other people just to make themselves look good or just to make themselves look like in a certain light, look different. And people will spend money with you and it'd be really hurting their pockets just to be cool, just because they think they're investing into something that is, but it's a Ponzi scheme. Like they're using your emotions and they're using, what these people think about to take advantage of these people. And it's a lot of new breeders as well. And I think it's horrible, man. Um, if you can ever, in whatever profession you're in, take a product and become financially stable from it and continue to do so and make the people around you financially stable as well. There shouldn't be no complaints. There shouldn't be no arguing. There shouldn't, but there will be, because uh, Sam and Khan they went through it. They went through it over the death, of uh, Grim, nah, Grim, and through Grim, through the death of Grim. Shout out to Mr. Liam, and sorry that he had to lose his dog. Really, um, he is a staple uh, to the American bully community, and much respect to Khan and Liam. But at the end of the day, uh, if your foundation with people isn't solid, there has to be an out, right? It never works if you don't set up the person who you're dealing with for success and to release him at some point where y'all are not actually doing business with each other. Y'all are in business with each other, if that makes sense. So it's like now y'all are intertwined together. Like, I don't have no money over you, but I can make money through you, and you can make money through me, if that makes sense. Like, I know somebody that wants to use your stud. Oh yeah, I know somebody that wants to use your stud that I produce with this dog, or somebody likes the breeding that you just did. I know somebody that wants a puppy from that because they know we're tied in. So now we're linking each other and we're creating avenues of making money through these dogs. Um, and when you're doing it honorably, that's the thing, man. It has to be honorably. It can't be done through scamming or lies. And that's why I believe there needs to be a certain amount of time that you have somebody on the hook with a dog. You understand what I'm saying? So if I have a female that you say, man, I don't have all the money, Joel, man, but I really want something from this breeding. Okay, I got a second pick female. I'll co-hone her with you for uh three-quarters of the price. You ain't got no you hold up. I'll do the business with you for half of the price of this dog. Now, her first breeding, you're gonna have to remedy me with something. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's think. You're gonna have to remedy with me with something like, okay, say you only can pay me 2,500, or $2,000. Like, okay, I'm gonna put a penalty on that because you can't pay me right now. So let's say $2,500. Let's say another stack extra for when you breed this dog. I need another $1,000, and we can split the litter at the same time. So after this first breeding, I can get what I want. I don't need you for two breedings. A lot of these breeders, oh, two breedings, split litter. Nah, you know what? Yeah, okay. If I'm gonna do two breedings, it's a split litter the first breeding, second pick the last breeding. That's how I'm gonna do it. That's fair. If you telling somebody we need to split these litters two times and then the third breeding, you can have this female in full. I don't even believe in breeding a female more than two times. I don't believe that. I don't believe in doing that because the we don't understand about the uterus of these dogs, man. They deteriorate. They deteriorate to the point where they're fixing these dogs. When they're putting their hands on their uterus to take out, they fall apart. Some of them wither. Some of them wither away in the vet's hands. It's that bad. I just had to deal with that with a dog. I have a female that's 8 years old, almost 9 years old, and uh, she had she had her she went into heat and we didn't get her fixed, and it was bad. It was bad. Matter of fact, she had pyometra. I have the cure for pyometra. I have the natural cure for pyometra. So I gave her the went through the protocol. It stopped. Then it came back with a vengeance, right?
Mhm.
I'm talking about blood. It looked like somebody was murdered, like that bad. And she was weak. So we had to rush her to this emergency vet so she can get fixed. And the vet was telling us, listen, these dogs, any dog, their uterus deteriorates over time. So that's why they tell you don't skip heats, because this is what's happening. You'll miss out. So I just have a total different outlook when it comes to breeding business, because I know what goes into it. I know what goes into these dogs' health. That's very important to know before you deal with these dogs, because you can at risk these dogs if you don't know what you're doing. So
So do you skip the first 2 heats and then you breed on the 3rd, or
I
what
breed I breed when the dog's 2 years old.
that's your
Period. When the
bottom
dog's two
line?
years old, I breed it. When it comes in, no matter if it's 2.5, 3 months, 1 month, I breed that dog after 2 years old. Before two, that is a no. I'm not breeding that dog. It's not mature enough for my liking, uh, to to uh to have a natural birth or to deal with a C-section or anything like that. If I,
Mm,
I just I just feel like it needs to be 2 years old before that first breeding. I don't.
mhm.
I know the ABKC saying it's a year old now. They changed the age to a year, I think, for the female, but I don't agree with that. It could be scientifically right. I just don't agree with it. I feel like it just needs to be more time, just a little bit more time and patience behind it.
And what do you think a proper age for a stud dog is?
A year, a
Yeah.
year, a
Yeah.
year, because he can actually shots fired had his best um let me see if I can pull up if let me see if I can pull this up real quick. I produced the fourth. youngest female grand champion in ABKC history. Uh, and if I can, I'm sorry. Um,
Mm.
and her name was Lady Majesty. And he was a year old when he was 13 months
Mm.
when, and that was his that's his best female that he's ever produced. I mean, I've been I've been trying to I tried to emulate the breeding second time, but we know that never happens like it happens the first time. So um I that just was, oh, here she is right here. Oh, sorry. That's shots fired. All right, so let me send this to screen share. There she is right there. That's Lady Majesty.
Mm. Yeah, she's awesome.
And that's her at a year old. You know, I actually shared the ring with her, and her and Shots Fired was in the ring together for best in breed. And that, I mean, that doesn't happen. A father and daughter in the same ring for best in breed, and that was just like one of the proudest moments of my life, that I actually I did something like that. And I didn't realize the importance of it at the time. How do I
Mhm.
get this back off? All right, yeah. I didn't realize the importance at the time, but man, it now looking back on it, it's just a beautiful thing. I've done historical things with this dog and this breed. He's known all over the world. Um, I actually my son, and I lived in Rhode Island before I moved to Virginia. My son is in the military. One of my sons is in the military, and he called me one day. He was like, "Dad," I think this was like 2019. He was like, "Dad, this guy stopped me, and well, we was talking about dogs. We were in the line at Petco. We were talking about dogs, and they said they got American bullies, and I said, "Hey, my dad has an American bully," and it was like, "Yeah." Who's your dad? And he say my name, right? He has a dog named Shots Fired. You're lying. You're lying.
Yeah,
That's not your
yeah,
father.
yeah,
So I remember the phone call that he called me while he was in the line at the pet store. And the dude was like, "Is this all with Joel Marrow-Bey?" He said,
yeah, yeah,
my friends call me Joel, you
yeah,
know, and my son was like, his people call him Joel. They don't call him by his whole name like that. So he was like, "This is your son?" I was like, "Yeah, this is my son." He was like, "Man, I got your son. If I ever see your son in trouble, trust me, I got him." So
yeah,
that was just a beautiful thing that, like you said about the love through the community that it creates, that this man that didn't even know me was ready to risk it for my son that he didn't even know. It was just beautiful, man. And yeah, I've done a lot in this community in a short amount of time of just working with one breed. I've done a lot, than many experienced breeders. And I think my thought process is more far along than with this breed than it is with other breeders that come from other breeds into the American bully, because I only have this thought of the standard of the American bully in my head. I don't have the thought of the pit bull terrier. I don't have the thought of the Amstaff bulldog, French bulldog, none of that. I have the straight up standard in my head for the American bully, which I
mm,
think puts me further along than a lot of experienced breeders, because that's in my thought in my head. I'm not worried about any other parts that I can take from this dog to add to the American bully. No, 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 no. I'm thinking about building the American bully through the American bullies the proper way.
yeah,
But you take these other breeders. Oh, I hate the breeding issue with the American bully. We need to bring the pit bull back in. No, that's not the way to do it. You have to
mm,
selectively breed to make those breathing issues not as bad as they are, because you're not going to get rid of them. You could just make them better than what they are. Where these dogs aren't dying because these dogs will die of a panic attack. This is how sensitive these American bullies. They're a sensitive breed. You don't understand by mixing a bulldog with a pit bull terrier. You're talking about these dogs are emotional. Like I can tell my dog, take your behind over there. It's gonna put his head. These dogs are emotional, and these dogs will die from a panic attack. They're not used to being in the car. These dogs will breathe themselves into a heart attack. You hear what I'm telling you? They will be so
Mhm.
mentally effed up that they will actually die from panicking. They will have a heart attack. They will they will cause themselves to breathe to where they can't breathe properly, to where they're
Yeah.
breathing like that. That's why we have to kind of be a little bit more tougher with these dogs as far as like uh introducing them to things way earlier.
Right.
Don't take this the label that they have over them as a companion dog literally. All right, a companion dog just means a non-sporting dog. That's
Mhm.
it. Let this dog have purpose. Give this dog purpose. Let this dog be a guard dog. Teach this dog to be tough, man.
Mhm.
So take this dog around people at an early age. So I've made that mistake with my dogs,
Yeah.
but I have a group of dogs right now that were introduced to a car. I first introduced them to a car. They caught on. I mean, these dogs are amazing. They have no breathing issues other than, running as
Mm.
long and hard as they can. Then, you'll see it come up, but it's not to the point where they're going to die. These dogs aren't scary. My dogs before that are from that.
Mhm.
Shots fired is an emotional dog. His daughter is an emotional dog. Pup Smoke that I have is an emotional dog. But the puppies that I bred shots fired with Pup Smoke, I understand the blood that I'm working with. I understand the that the attitude of World Star, the attitude of Demon Boy, um Waffle House, these attitudes that I'm bringing to my program, I know they're going to shine through the grandchildren. I know they're going to shine through the great grandchildren. So it's also the temperament that you want to look at with these dogs as well. That's very important. Do you want to breed to a dog that's super sensitive? Do you want to breed to a dog that I'd rather breed to a dog, American bully, that you can't go into the fence with this dog versus you can just go pet this dog. Yeah, I can tell people, man, I've been gave people shots and fires lead. Here, walk them,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
You stack them up yourself, man. Do it. I don't want a dog. I want a dog uh, that he might bite you if you looking at him the wrong way with holding him with this lead. You think in your head, this dog, I don't know. I don't want to. I don't want to. That's the kind of dog, that attitude that I want. I want more of a gamey attitude, like the pit bull terrier, more of a gamey attitude versus I welcome everybody. I love everybody. So I'd rather a dog that's gonna look at you funny and wonder who you are and not trust you at all until it sees the owner interacting with this person in a certain way. And if it doesn't
Mhm.
see that certain trick that certain way, it's not gonna it's not gonna be straight with you. It's not gonna accept a treat from you. It's not gonna do none of that. So that's the type of attitude I want in American bullying. That's gonna take work, right? Or I can point you towards other people who
Yeah.
are much further than I am, because at this point in my breeding career, I am not I am not at the point where I can sell anybody a second pick. That's not gonna happen. No, we could co-own this female or male. I mean, we could co-own this female. We could do work on this male, but I'm not in a position to sell any of my picks as far as my first, second, and third. I'm talking about males and females. Like they are going, at least my first and second picks are going to our co-owned. And any new breeder needs to do that until they're foundation is established, and now you can sell your first pick because you can breed a first pick. You can breed this dog in your sleep now. Your foundation is set to where you know what you're gonna do if you put this blood with that blood. So you can say, okay, here, check this out. This dog is a national winning dog. Why are you giving it to me? Because I can produce another one over here. Trust me, I can do the same thing. Next year,
Mm,
I'm gonna have another I have another national winning dog. I'm gonna take nationals next year with a different dog. That attitude and that confidence that you can have, that you can actually do that, that's on another level. That's a level I want to be on, where I can actually say sell somebody a first pick dog for 20, 30,000,
yeah.
right? And I can say, oh, this is not hurt your pockets. Hey, because I had an offer for shots fired at for $100,000 in Colombia, right? And I almost sold him. I almost sold this dog from 1,700 to that is like a $98,000 flip right there,
Mm,
and just I wasn't thinking with the love at that point. But when I told my wife, yo, we might, she looked at me and she started crying. And I was like, $100,000. She said,
yeah.
look, she started showing pictures, me driving with this dog. I started looking at pictures of me in the ring with this dog, and I was just like, I get it. I get it. I get where you're coming from, but this could change our lives at the same time. This could change our lives. And it didn't go through. It didn't go through because the taxes and what I wasn't willing to lose. It wasn't $100,000 if I
Yeah.
accepted,
Yeah.
that they're taking like 35,000 dollars from that. Like, no, bro. Then this dog is $135,000 dog. That's what this dog is worth
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Because you said 100K. You know what I'm saying? I'm expecting to walk away with 100,000. So me being bullheaded and not taking what I thought should have been rightfully mine as far as the price, it didn't work out. And it just, wasn't meant to be. And I have shots fired, which I'm blessed to have. He's a great dog, unless my females are in heat, then I have to deal with him and his hard stubbornness and stuff like that. But it's all good, man. That's part of the game. But I love that dog, man. I'm glad it didn't work out. And like I said, man, I love this breed. I'm in it for the long haul. My wife is actually allergic to dogs. Um, she has to take medication for that. She just had a liver transplant uh
Mm,
in January. Uh she went into liver failure in December, and that's the reason why we moved to Virginia. Because
mm,
so she can get a liver transplant. This is the easiest part of the state in the country to have a liver transplant. So we came here, and she had her liver transplant. Man, matter of fact, before, I know we've been on for a little bit, but this is probably my last thing that I want to say about uh American bullies and, the dog breed or just any breed. It's important to have a woman in your life that accepts the dogs, not necessarily gung ho as you are, but will take the dogs out, will feed the dogs, help you whelp the dogs, that's excited about the dogs, loves these dogs. This is my little baby. This is
mm,
that's what you want. You want anybody, if they point out a flaw in the dog, that your wife is gonna look at that person and have, she understands, but you're talking about her baby. That's her baby. You need these people in your life to help you succeed in this dog game, because I've seen plenty people get divorced that were in love,
mm,
that were meant, that were supposedly meant for each other, but through these dogs has created a gap in relationships, because one doesn't like dogs and this one's an enthusiast, so it's not going to work out. And over time, it's not the dogs that's going to create the separation. It's just going to be the beef that happens within the relationship that creates this distance. So now I can't stand the way you chew food. I can't stand the way you smell. You look, I can't believe I fell for you. You ugly. It's just like, you know, it's just like a
Yeah,
lot of things that can happen that really has nothing to do with the dogs, but it is has something to do with the dogs to create that
yeah.
distance. So make sure you don't put that on your if you do have a woman that doesn't like dogs, don't put that strain on her. Don't put that on her. You handle all of that yourself. All right? You make her feel that she don't have to take no dogs out, she don't have to clean no poop, she don't have to do none of that. No whelping, she don't want to see no blood, none of that stuff. She don't want, and you might have a problem because when your female comes in heat, that stinks. It stinks. It's nasty. It's blood. It's like so that might be an issue right there. So she's dealing with her feminine issues. Why she gonna want to be in a house with a dog that has the same thing? Like she don't even want to deal with it. So why she gonna want to deal with a dog that's going through it? Like it's just we need to actually think about what we're putting our partners through before we put them through it, before we get so gung-ho about getting these dogs. These dogs can destroy relationships. These dogs can actually have your life taken, like if you're not doing the right thing. uh uh there's people who uh will rob you. There's people. I'm just. This is just reality.
Mm,
I want people to see the real with these dogs. French bulldogs. People will rob and kill you over French bulldogs, man. It's not just American bullies. It's French
mm,
bulldogs too. It's these little, small, little uh um lap pocketbook dogs. There's people getting hurt and robbed over these dogs,
mhm,
and we must we must just keep our heads on right and understand all aspects of what good and dangerous can happen to us with these dogs instead of being oblivious. And then it happened to us and say, "Oh, we didn't know that." That might be the last time that you could just have your head on your shoulders. If you're gonna meet somebody, don't meet them at your house. You selling a puppy, meet them at a police station. I don't care if you the thuggest, roughest person
mm,
in the world, the toughest person in the world. I don't care. Meet these people at police station. You know what I'm saying? Meet these people in a well lit area. I wouldn't meet nobody other than a police station. You know, and I'm carrying. So I this world is crazy. You have to set yourself up for success, and the way to set yourself up is for success is not to set yourself up for failure.
yeah.
So you have to think about what can go wrong in all aspects of life.
You bring up a very good point about, the your partner and, it it's one of those things where I even learned a lesson, with these 3 puppies that we had to kinda reorganize some of the things that we were falling into in the beginning because, my wife works hard, and so
Mm,
I saw that it was causing a little extra stress. So now we have created some things to manage that where she doesn't have to deal with it. We got a better facility system that we got it set up where she doesn't have to worry about doing going the extra mile and having to take care. They got enough space, they got their own beds, they got their own bones, and so they don't have to she doesn't have to worry if she's in work mode or stress mode because her work doesn't stop necessarily when she gets home. So um yeah, I think it's you just got to be conscious of that, and that's such a great point to hear from people. Like, even though this is so rewarding and so great for us, it gives us such a good outlet that sometimes, your partner, it becomes a burden, and we got to try to limit that as much as possible, and only try to uh, let them benefit from the positives, and us deal with the negatives as much as possible. So, and
facts.
and we have good wives because they're willing to do. some negatives, they're willing to put up with some of it because they want to make us happy, and then at the end of the day they love the dogs too. So, but
I
there's a
was out
limit.
I was out working as a maintenance man, and my wife had just got home uh from the facility that she was in, the recovery facility after her surgery. She had to stay for a month at this recovery facility. Um they told her don't lift anything over 10 pounds. Man, this girl was lifting up puppies. She wasn't hearing it. Because I was at work. She had to, there's certain things that you have to pick up a puppy at a certain time. There's poop, they
Mhm.
poop in there. There's certain things she had to do. And I quit the job. Basically, I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it while you're hurting like this. But she's much better now. Um, we don't have an actual system, but we do need to work on something as far as this, because these dogs do get do get on her nerves. And yeah, I'd probably need to think of a better system to come up with. But I work, you know, and I guess, she understands that, okay, I'm working right now, but I do have a plan. There's an end goal. You have to present an end goal, which I haven't yet. I have to sit and me and my wife have to talk about an end goal, because this can't go on forever. We have to talk about, okay, when we reach this certain point, or if we don't reach this certain point, there has to be uh, a point where we have to just say that's enough. All right. Okay, I'll keep these three dogs. The rest of them got to go. I'm not breeding no more. We get them fixed. There has to be a point in your life where you got to say, this is it. It's not working, or you know what? I'm done. I'm gonna become a judge. Now I can travel the world with my wife, and I don't have to breed dogs. I can have one or two dogs in my house, because I've produced and done so much that where it's like I don't have to do anything anymore. I've co-owned and done so much, and these dogs have made us wealthy to the point where I can create businesses where I don't have to worry about dogs to help create a path of income for myself. Or these dogs will help you get out of the rat race where you're working for somebody else's vision to help them become rich or help them become wealthy. So we always have to think of that when you look at the next person and say, oh, you did about the money. Yeah, but what about the people that you work for? How good are they? They're using you too, to get to their goals. So it's nothing wrong with getting out of a rat race and creating businesses through these dogs, to where you're not even using the dogs to for income. Now you're doing this for fun. It's fun now because these dogs help you create a path of income to where you're wealthy, or you're well off, and now you really doing it for the love, and you're making back end money for years and years and years to come. You could just kick your feet up. You don't have to really breed. You could say, okay, I can be a judge. Let me travel. Let me go to Italy. Let me go to Africa. Let me go to Germany. Let me go to France. Let me go to all of these places to judge. And that's my end goal, is to be a judge. And after I've established myself, after I've established my name, I don't want to be a judge just because I have a few champions, a few grand champions. I want to be a judge to where you're naming me to be at a show. People want to come to that show because they want their dog they want to exhibit their dog in my presence. I want to be uh have that kind of clout in this American bully game. And for that to come to pass, I have to put in the work, and I am willing, and I am doing it. So my future couldn't look like that.
Yeah, I think I like your vision, and kind of like, especially the last several months watching your podcast. You brought up a lot of points, even without saying exactly what you. I think
I'm more colorful on my podcast. I'm being I'm not going. I'm just. It's just out of respect to your platform.
Yeah, yeah. No, I appreciate that.
I'm
No,
not gonna be as colorful as I am on my own. But
no,
it,
no, and I think I think that I see yourself. You censor yourself a little bit, even on your other I mean,
I, I do.
you're more outgoing and you're doing your thing, your style because that's what your podcast is about. But I see that you think about what you're gonna say before you say it sometimes, and that's part of the reason I don't do lives, man. There's been a few times that I've gone on live, like last week I threatened somebody because they had a comment. I'm like, "Hey, you little," I was like, "Oh shit, people are gonna really see the real me," you know?
And
Yeah.
so I've learned, I've learned how to control myself.
Mm,
At first, I was a bruiser. I've been to dog shows. I've my first, couple years. I've been in a few fights, at dog shows. I wait to go into the person go to the bathroom. They don't want to fight me. All right, I'll wait till you go outside and go into the bathroom. I'll follow you. you know, and that's just what type of time I used to be on. And I just learned that a lot of this stuff is real. A lot of these people aren't real. A lot of these people are fake. Like this is not. They're putting on a persona, uh, and I just started not really engaging in it, and I started to troll the trollers. I guess you would say, and that's a gift. It's a gift to be able to take disrespect and to turn it into a joke that makes the person that told us said the disrespectful things towards you to make look like a fool.
mhm,
So I've mastered that. I've mastered using logic uh behind my arguments to a person who's being illogical. That's person that's not being logical at all. They just throw logic out of the window, and just to make themselves look good with a stupid comment. So okay, you want to make a stupid comment, I'm gonna make you look dumb, sir. So I basically have mastered that um uh uh passive aggressive nature as far as arguments. I just and sometimes I ignore it. I see the comments down there, I just ignore it. But sometimes it's fun to cut somebody out, man.
mhm,
Sometimes it's just I don't know. It's some people just need to be cussed out sometimes, man. Sometimes somebody needs to be told they're gonna get their ass whooped if they keep going down this certain road, man. It just happens sometimes. We're humans. We're not perfect. So I definitely understand why you do it like this now, but I love it organic. I love the people in the comment section. I call them my no bullshitters. I'm sorry, my podcast is called No Bullish Podcast
mhm,
or No Bullish TV, and I make I make my viewers, or the people who I call my no bullshitters, I make them feel that they're sitting where I'm sitting at, right? That their comments and their outlook is just as important as mine, because I'll share the comments and we'll talk about it. We'll debate, or I'll agree and we can, have it, a smooth discussion about it. Either way, agree or not to disagree. We usually walk away to agree to disagree a lot of times on my platform. I have a lot of respect for a lot of the people, even if I don't agree with what they're saying. There's I had to understand there's so many different styles of breeding. There's so many ways to get that certain outcome that you desire. That it's not just one way. And when you think it is just your one way, you've lost. You're defeated, because and if you haven't lost now, you're gonna lose, and very fast, very quickly. You're gonna understand that your way is not gonna work. There has to be different ways of doing things, because that way that worked the first time is not going to work the second way. It might not work the third way. I've never stacked a dog the same way ever. There's always different components to dogs to make them behave a certain way that I had to do differently to get that same outcome for them to stay still, stack properly. It's just a whole totally different methods that I had to use to create that same outcome, and so but yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm long-winded, man. It's been 2 hours
No,
and 14 minutes, man. I gotta
no.
go. I gotta go to work in like 6 more hours.
Oh gosh, you need a
But
nap.
oh, I took a nap. I took a nap before this. I took like 2 hour nap before this. So
Yeah,
I would like I say, I try to think. I try to think
yeah,
ahead because I'm like, oh, I'm coming on at 9. I know I'm long-winded, so I
yeah.
could be off for a couple hours easy. So let me get a couple hours shut eye before
Well,
I come out here. So
do
I'm all right.
you would you mind coming on for like a part two? We can
No, definitely. Yes, we
pull it.
could definitely do that.
Mm,
And I
yeah,
wouldn't mind having you on my platform as well.
yeah,
Just to see how it goes. I usually have open platforms. So what my platform I allow people to go on camera, come on camera
yeah,
and let's talk. But I always ask them, let's be respectful. Let's not have no confrontation because as soon as it's going that way, I'm taking you off. We're not even gonna get there. I'm a because this
mhm,
is this is not meant to argue. We're not trying to. I'm trying to get what your point is and understand it, and I'm trying to give you my point so we can understand it. We can come together and we can build on it. Like you might get better from the points that I give you. You can take not all of it, but maybe a couple, and it can make you better. I can take your points and make myself better through it. Maybe it won't make me better at all, but
mhm,
as long as we can agree to disagree or just agree and say, you know what, that might work, yeah, yo, that might work too. I'm never gonna try it, but it might work. Now you have something to share with somebody else that is open to doing something with that you're not open to. You can say, well, you know what? Joel said he does it this way. Maybe you could try it that way, and it possibly can work for them. And if you see it working for a plethora of people that you showed it to, you might be like, hold up. Now, I'm gonna try it now. And
yeah,
then it ends up working for you down the long run, and it just helps out everybody in the long
yeah, yeah. No, I agree, and sometimes you hear advice and you don't heed it, and then 2, 3 years down the line, you're like, maybe I should try it, and you try it, and you realize, God damn, he was right. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's the positives about doing this as much as that we learn to listen more than talk sometimes, and it just makes us better orators too, to convey what
Facts.
we're trying to say. But yeah, no, I definitely think your last several shows have been really good, man, and yeah, for sure, and definitely
I
I will.
appreciate. I really appreciate. I appreciate you watching, man.
Yeah,
It means a lot for a person that is doesn't own American Bully, but is an enthusiast to know that uh that you're viewing. Just gives me hope that there's others like you that are doing the same. Um, and it just is a fulfilling. Uh, it's just fulfilling to know that people are watching and people actually care. I remember when I was off for a little while, dealing with moving,
hmm,
and my wife's situation. People let me know that they missed what was going on. They let me know that they cared about my situation. You all right, man? Your wife all right, man? It just was it was overwhelming, and I said, as soon as I move in July, after I move, give me a couple of weeks and I'm gonna be back on and I'm gonna be back on with a vengeance. And that's what it's been. It's been with the vengeance.
yeah,
And I really, I just a new energy, I guess you would say. Uh and I love it. I have a new co-host. Um it's actually one of my mentors, and we don't agree all the time, even on a show.
no,
We do not
yeah,
agree,
yeah,
but
yeah,
that's what makes it so beautiful, that I can that I can disagree with him. He could disagree with me. We could talk about it. We could talk about it and come to a understanding that, yo, I respect that, man. At first I was thinking weird about it, but I respect the shit out of that. And he's same thing. Yo, I can understand what you're talking about. You know what? I can understand. That's all I want is understanding. Understand where I'm coming from. I understand where you're coming from, and we can walk away from this conversation better people, with understanding. Because knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is what helps us grow as a human race.
I agree, and I think sometimes us when where we wear our heart on our sleeve sometimes, what's evident to me is you're not a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? That you can make mistakes and learn from them. And the one thing that bugs me the most is the hypocrisy in the dog world. And so I look for genuine people, even if we're not all perfect all the time. I made a lot of mistakes in the beginning, maneuvering in the dog world because I didn't understand it, and and now I've learned a lot, and I owned my mistakes. So that's kind of what I like. I like genuine people, and like avoiding the bullshitters.
Not my
So
no bullshit. Now you
yeah,
my no bullshitters are real, man. You go
yeah,
over there, you're gonna get shown love, man. And
yeah,
I would definitely let I have to see if I think I'm working this Sunday. I usually have American Bully Church on Sunday mornings. It might not be this week. It might be next weekend on next Sunday, which I'm off. We might do it for the afternoon. For we might call it an evening service for American Bully Church, and we just might do it like that. And I'll let you know, and I can
yeah,
send you the invite, and you could come on the platform. You could. I know you have a lot of knowledge. I know you have a lot to bring to the table as far as discussion, and we just basically, me and Tyree, we come up with a topic, we go on that topic, and we basically are not there just for that topic. We
right,
are there just to create a starting of a conversation,
right,
which is going to lead into more conversation through the comment section and through us, and it's just a beautiful thing that we can.
yeah,
This internet is beautiful, man. There's people that look at it, oh, I hate the, but I love it, man, because 20, 30, 40 years from now, 50 years, 60 years from now, these videos is going to still be here. There's going to be
yeah.
people watching it and they're going to learn from it. So,